Now we shall discuss about the chemical properties of phenols. As we have discussed the chemical properties of alcohols, here also we have to consider the same type of chemical reactions. Here you can see that we have to discuss about the reactions involving cleavage of OH bond. The same topic already discussed in case of alcohols. Now this is also discussed with respect to phenols. Okay. Yes, let us see in what reactions we can see the cleavage of OH bond in phenol. Okay. Here the first one is reaction with metals. The first one is reaction with metals. Reaction with some active metals, we can say reaction with active metals are nothing but the sodium, potassium and aluminum, etc. Okay, whenever this phenol reacts with active metals, it releases hydrogen gas and it proves the acidity of phenol and it proves the acidity. Okay, so we can also take this topic as discussion of acidity of phenol. Let us see how it produces hydrogen gas. Yes, it is according to the Bronsted-Lowry concept. It is according to the Bronsted-Lowry concept. It is according to the Bronsted-Lowry concept. An acid is a proton donor. Is a proton donor that we have discussed in the earlier class also. Okay. Okay. According to this concept, an acid is a proton donor. Let's see how the phenol acts as a proton donor and an acid. Okay, take the phenol, okay, and treat this with active metal, for example sodium. Yes, whenever you treat these two, you can see the cleavage of OH bond. You can see the cleavage of OH bond and it becomes sodium phenoxide, and it becomes sodium phenoxide by releasing the hydrogens. Okay, that I can write in the molecular form as of H2. Okay, yes, what is this? This is a phenol. When it is treated with sodium metal, it is forming sodium phenoxide. Okay, and releasing the H2 gas. This proves the acidity of phenol. Okay, see, this is same in comparison with the alcohols. Okay, but it is more acidic than the alcohol. Why? Because it is also reacting with a base. It is also reacting with a base such as NaOH. See, this is a base. Whenever a compound is reacting with a base, hence it will be an acid. It will be an acid. Along with the release of protons, it is also reacting with a base. Means it is more acidic than the alcohol. Phenols are more acidic than the alcohols. Okay, let's see. Here you can see the cleavage of OH bond, and here this Na joins and H plus ion joins with OH minus ion. You will get sodium phenoxide with release of water. With the release of water. That is when an acid treated with when phenol treated with a base and giving the sodium phenoxide along with the release of water, say here when you compare the stability of the phenol and phenoxide ion is more stable. Okay, and what I told, the phenols are more acidic than the alcohols. Okay, let's take the order of acidity. Here the alcohols are least acidic than water and water is less acidic than the phenol. So when you compare the acidity of alcohol, water and phenol is more acidic. Because of the stable phenoxide ion formation during the reaction with the sodium metal or sodium hydroxide. Okay, yes, here when it comes to the stability, stability, the phenol is less stable than the phenoxide ion. That is why the phenol willing to form phenoxide ion. Phenol is willing to form phenoxide ion by releasing the H plus ion. Hence, it is readily donating the H plus ion and showing the acidic properties well. Okay. Let us consider the acidity of phenol versus alcohol. Okay. To understand this, let us consider the ionization of these compounds. For example, you take the alcohol ROH, it ionizes into RO minus plus H plus ion. Okay, RO minus plus H plus ion. And come to this phenol. That is, I can write the phenol as PHOH. Okay, yes. Here pH is nothing but phenyl group. Okay, and this undergo the ionization like this. Okay, like this. Or you may also take the benzene ring. Like this. OH we have undergoing ionization. Yes. Here you have O minus and H plus ion. Okay. Now look at the stability of the alkoxide ion and phenoxide ion. This is called as alkoxide ion. Okay. This is called as phenoxide ion. When it comes to the stability, look at this. It is oxygen having the negative charge, means it is already electron rich, and here the alkyl group is also electron releasing and making it more negative. Okay, it cannot withstand that negative charge. The alkoxide ion, where oxygen cannot withstand the negative charge present on this ion. Okay, and here the alkyl group is also acting as electron donating. Okay, therefore it is unstable. It cannot withstand the negative charge. That is why what it will do, it goes back to the original compound. Here you can see that alcohol is not readily releasing the H plus ion. Okay, it is not readily releasing the H plus ion, because if it release the H plus ion, it will gain the negative charge. Okay, and this is unstable ion. That is why it goes back to the original compound, that is to be as alcohol. Okay, means it is not readily donating. That is why it is a weakly acidic, or it is very, very less acidic in nature. Okay, let's come to this compound. Okay, here phenol is giving the phenoxide ion. Here you can see the negative charge, and it can be undergoing the conjugation with these pi electrons. Okay, and here negative charge present on this oxygen can be delocalized on to all the carbon atoms present in the benzene ring. Means it can withstand this negative charge. That is why it is stable and is more acidic, because phenol is readily donates this H plus ion, and becomes a phenoxide ion, where the negative charge can be withstand by this ion due to conjugation or resonance. Okay, that is why I have already written the order of acidity as the alcohol, next acidic one is water, next one is phenol. So the acidity of alcohol or phenol is dependent on the alkoxide or phenoxide stabilities respectively. Okay, Here the phenoxide is more stable, that is why phenol is donating the H plus ion readily and it shows more acidic property. Okay. While alkoxide ion is less stable, that is why it is not willing to donate the H plus ion and it is willing to be as alcohol only. That is why it is a least acidic. Okay. Next we shall consider the factors affecting acidity of phenols. Factors affecting acidity of phenols. So what are the factors again? Yes, there are two factors. One is electron donating and electron withdrawing groups. Let us discuss about factors affecting acidity of phenol. Acidity of phenol. Factors affecting acidity of phenol. Let us consider the first one, electron withdrawing groups. Effect of electron withdrawing groups. Electron withdrawing groups. See, what are electron withdrawing groups? These are nothing but acting as electrophiles. Acting as electrophiles means electron deficient and which will pull the electrons towards itself from the benzene ring. Okay, for example, nitro groups. Yes, here nitrophenols are acidic than phenols. Let's see why. Okay, come to this nitrophenol. For example, para-nitrophenol. Here, nitro group is electron deficient and it will take the electrons towards itself. Okay, and here also, when you look at this OH bond, this due to the pulling of electrons by the NO2 group, it pulls electrons from benzene ring and subsequently from this OH bonding electrons will be moved towards the oxygen because the electrons are pulled by the NO2 group and sequently the oxygen is also losing electrons towards the benzene ring. Now it will pull the electrons from this OH bond. Hence it makes this OH bond more and more polar and this H plus ion comes out easily and it shows more acidic character. Okay, come to the phenol. Okay, come to the phenol. Here there are no electron withdrawing groups, hence there is no such effect here. Okay, here polarity is more or high, therefore acidity is high. Okay, here polarity is less, and acidity is less. Okay, that is why here nitrophenols are more acidic than the phenols. Okay, now we shall discuss about the effect of electron donating groups on acidity of phenol. Okay, yes, let's consider some cresols. Cresols are less acidic than phenol. Let's see why. Okay, yes, take the cresol. What is cresol? Here you can have OH and you can take paracresol. CH3 group is present. Okay, this is what paracresol. Okay, yes, and take the phenol. Okay, here the acidity of phenol is dependent on the polarity of the OH bonds. The one which increases the polarity of OH bond, it makes the phenol more acidic. Okay, yes, here let's consider the methyl group is electron donating group. Okay, it donates the electrons to the benzene ring, thereby to the oxygen. Okay, and it is making rich electron density on the oxygen. It is not willing to pull the electrons from this OH bond. Therefore, it is not so polar. Okay, it is less polar. polar. Okay, when this molecule is less polar and it is less acidic, okay. Let's come to this molecule phenol. Here there is no electron donating group on the benzene ring, therefore it will pull the electrons from the OH bond and it is delta minus and it is delta plus. It is a polar in nature. Therefore acidic in nature. So out of the cresols and the phenol is more acidic. Okay, phenol is more acidic. Overall, what I am going to tell you is the electron withdrawing group increases the polarity. Okay, electron withdrawing groups, when these are present, it increases the polarity and acidity of phenol also increases. Okay, when you take the electron donating groups, okay, when these are present in the molecule, it decreases the polarity and acidity of phenols. Okay, yes, this is the thing. Okay, it is the same in case of alcohols and phenols. Okay, the electron withdrawing groups, when these are present either in alcohol or phenol, okay, it increases the polarity and acidity of alcohol as well as phenol. Electron withdrawing groups are directly proportional to the polarity and acidity of alcohols and phenols, while the electron donating groups are inversely proportional to these. That is, polarity means you have to consider the OH bond. Okay, polarity of OH bond, thereby the acidity of alcohols and phenols. Okay, yes, this is all about the acidity of phenols and comparison to that of alcohols. Let's take the order of acidity between the cresols, phenols and nitrophenols. For example, this is a cresol. It is not readily losing the H plus ion, means whose dissociation constant is low, and pKa value is high. So pKa means negative logarithm of Ka value, where Ka is a dissociation constant and pKa is a negative logarithm of this dissociation constant. Okay, what is this? This is paracresol. Okay, come to this phenol. Okay, this will have some acidity. Okay, and it has a Ka value. Okay, in between that of the cresol and nitrophenol. Okay, consider the nitrophenol. Okay, yes, let's consider the paranitrophenol. Nitro is the electron withdrawing group, hence it increases the polarity of OH bond. Okay, and it is readily leaving that H plus ion whose Ka value is more and pK value is less. Okay, this is what paranitrophenol. Okay, yes, when you write the acidity order for these, this is less acidic than phenol, this is less acidic than the nitrophenol, because of the factors electron donating group and electron withdrawing groups present. Here, when you write the order of acidity with respect to Ka and pK values, first let us understand how the acidity is varying with this Ka value. Acidity is directly proportional to the Ka value. Okay, because when OH bond breaks readily, hence dissociates readily. Okay, and it shows acidity quickly. Okay, yes, it is inversely proportional to the pK values. See, acidity increases with the increase in polarity, and that polarity is nothing but dissociation of this OH bond, and here dissociation constant. Okay, acidity is directly proportional to the dissociation constant, and it is inversely proportional to the pKa values. Okay, yes. Now, when you write the order of Ka and pKa and acidity for these compounds, okay, order of order of acidity and Ka values okay. These are directly proportional, no? So therefore this is like this: paracresol, okay, and phenol and the nitrophenol, paranitrophenol, okay. Yes, the order of the pKa values of these compounds is like this. Which one is having more pKa value? This one. The one which is undergoing the dissociation slowly will have less dissociation constant, but will have more pKa values. Okay, which one is having more pKa value? The cresol. Okay, and the least one is paranitrophenol. Okay, paranitrophenol is having least pKa value and is more acidic. Next phenol, and next the paracresol. The one with the high pKa values will be less acidic. Okay, the one with the high pKa value will be less acidic. Okay, this is all about the acidity of phenols. Okay, now here in the reactions involving cleavage of OH bond, let us consider the second type, that is esterification. The same reaction is also discussed for the alcohols, okay, and the phenols also undergo esterification reaction. What is esterification? The same, the reaction of phenols with carboxylic acids or acid anhydrides or acid chlorides in the presence of an acid or base to give the esters is called as esterification. Let us consider the esterification reaction between the phenol and carboxylic acid. Here phenols reacts with carboxylic acids. I will write the carboxylic acid like this: CH3COOH. Acetic acid is this. Okay, acetic acid, and it is what? A phenol. When this phenol is treated with a carboxylic acid like acetic acid in the presence of an acid, maybe H2SO4. Okay, what happens here? The cleavage of OH bond in phenol takes place. See, it is a CET point during esterification reaction where the OH bond breaks, whether in carboxylic acids or in phenols. Okay, it breaks in a phenols. Okay, yes, here OH bond breaks, and in acetic acid the CO bond breaks. This is a CET point also. Okay, and it comes out as a H2O, and these will join together. You can have this OCOCH3. It is like RCOOR dash. Okay, here the name of this compound is, this is a substituent here. This is the word root with a major functional group, that is a ester group. Okay, RCOO, it is a ester group. Okay, so it is a substituent now, so therefore write a phenyl, and for this containing 2 carbon atoms, ethane, and for suffix of the ester is O8, ethanoate. Phenyl ethanoate is the name of the compound, and you can see the H2O formation as a byproduct. That is, when phenols are treated with carboxylic acid in the presence of an acid, you will get a ester. Okay, yes, this is the reaction between phenol and acetic acid. Let us consider the reaction between phenol and acid anhydrides. For example, let's take acetic anhydride. What is this compound? This is acetic anhydride. Okay, and what is this? This is a phenol. When these are treated together in the presence of an acid, okay, the bond breaks here, that is cleavage of OH bond. This proves the acidity of this phenol. Okay, and it combines with the CH3COO, and the byproduct is COOH, that is called acetic acid. That is called acetic acid. And what is the remaining? One CH3CO is present along with this phenoxide ion. So you will get this benzene ring, and O is present. Here CH3CO, that is COCH3. I can write it here like this. And what is the name? Again, it is a branch phenyl group. It is the ester, two carbon atoms. Okay, for branch we take a prefix, that is a phenyl, and two carbon atoms ethane. Okay, and RCO group is called as ester group. Suffix is O8. Okay, suffix is O8. This is a phenyl ethanoate. Okay. Let us consider the third type of esterification, that is the reaction of phenol with acid chlorides. Let's take CH3COCl. This is called as ethanoyl chloride because two carbon atoms are there. Okay, ethanoyl chloride. It is also called as acetyl chloride. Acetyl chloride is a common name. Ethanoyl chloride is a IUPAC name. Yes. When this phenol is treated with this ethanoyl chloride in the presence of a pyridine. Why we use the pyridine? I already told you in the previous discussion. Pyridine is a base. Used to neutralize the HCl formed as a byproduct. Okay. Here the bond breaks. Here the CCl bond breaks. This comes out as a HCl. Okay. And we have this phenoxide ion joining with a COCH3. And the byproduct is HCl. This is an acid, no? To neutralize the acid, we are going to take the base. Okay. And what is the name of this compound? Same, phenyl ethanoate is the compound. See, these are the three ways of converting phenols to esters, either using acetic acid in the presence of an acid, or acetic anhydride in the presence of an acid, or when you use the acid chlorides. This is a common name given for these class of compounds. When you use the acid chlorides, you have to use the pyridine as the base, okay, to neutralize the byproduct HCl, which is formed during the reaction. If you don't use the pyridine, it takes place a reverse reaction. Okay. Yes. Here also, and these are reversible reaction. As soon as you get the byproducts, you have to remove these byproducts. Okay, in order to avoid the reversible reactions. Okay, this is all about the esterification reactions of phenols. Here also we can see the cleavage of OH. Okay, you can see the cleavage of OH during acidity of phenols and esterification reaction of phenols. Okay. Dear students, now we shall discuss about the preparation of aspirin. You know, aspirin has many advantages. It is actually used as a tablet medicine, okay, and it is acting as a both, that is an analgesic as well as antipyretic. It is acting as analgesic. What is an analgesic? It relieves the body pains. Okay. Now it is also acting as a antipyretic. What is antipyretic? Pyretic, pyro means heat. Okay. Anti means it is acting against the heat, means it reduces the fever. Okay. Body temperature. Okay. Reduces fever. Okay. It reduces fever. Okay. It is a important medicine of our daily life. Okay, so aspirin is acting as both as an analgesic as well as antipyretic. Okay, and here how to prepare this aspirin? Okay, it is can be done by the acetylation of salicylic acid. This method is called as acetylation of salicylic acid. Acetylation of salicylic acid. This method is called as acetylation of salicylic acid. Okay, let's consider the salicylic acid. Let us consider the salicylic acid. What is salicylic acid? It is 2-hydroxybenzoic acid. Okay, here if you consider this compound, the major functional group is carboxylic acid. So containing carbon gets a position 1, and the other functional group is hydroxyl containing carbon gets position 2. Okay, here we call this as salicylic acid in common system. In common system. Okay, and what is the IUPAC name? It is 2-hydroxy. It is 2-hydroxy benzoic acid. Benzoic acid. Okay. Yes, when you conduct the acetylation of this molecule, say to have acetylation, we must use acid chlorides or acid anhydrides or carboxylic acids. Here we are going to use the acetic anhydride. Here we are going to use acetic anhydride. Okay. In the presence of an acid, we are going to treat this salicylic acid with the acetic anhydride in the presence of an acid. So what happens here? The replacement of the H plus ion with this CH3CO takes place. Okay, that is, here we have COOH as it is. Okay, that COOH will be as it is. Here H plus ion electrophile will be replaced with another electrophile. Hence it is a electrophilic substitution reaction. Okay, OCO CH3, and what is remaining? One more CH3CO along with this O is remaining, that combines with the H plus ion and forms CH3COOH. Okay. Now this is called as acetic acid. So here acetic acid is the byproduct, and what is the product here? It is called as aspirin. It is called as aspirin. It is a tablet. Okay, and what is the IUPAC name of this compound? Again, it is a major functional group 1, and this is the minor functional group. Here it is an esteric group RCOOR dash. Okay, it is present at the second position. So, and for this CH3CO we call as acetyl group, and along with that O, see, CH3CO is called as acetyl group. Acetyl group. CH3CO plus one more O means it is nothing but acetyl plus oxy. We can call this as acetoxy. Okay, so now what is this group? Acetoxy, where it is present at the second position. Okay, so I can call this as 2-acetoxy. And what is the remaining compound? Benzoic acid. 2-acetoxy benzoic acid is the IUPAC name of this compound. Okay, here we can also consider as one of the esterification reaction, because you can see the ester formation here, RCOOR dash. Okay, and it is also called as a acetyl, and it is a electrophilic substitution reaction, because one of the H plus ion is replaced with the another electrophile, that is CH3CO plus ion, that is acetyl ion. So therefore it is called a electrophilic substitution reaction. Dear students, now we shall discuss about the reactions involving cleavage of CO bond. In the earlier class, we have discussed about the reactions involving cleavage of OH bond in phenols that leads to the acidity of the phenols. And also we have observed that cleavage of OH bond in phenol during a esterification reactions. Okay. Yes, now Here we shall discuss about the cleavage of CO bond. We have to consider one reaction, that is the reaction of the phenol with the zinc dust. Reaction of phenol with the zinc dust. Okay. Take the phenol and they heat this phenol with a zinc dust. With a zinc dust. Okay. So what happens, this zinc takes that oxygen, means you can see the cleavage of CO bond here, and what is remaining, that hydrogen combines with this hydrogen benzene ring and forms a benzene like this. Here you can see the cleavage of CO bond, that O is captured by the zinc. Okay, now what is this? This is a benzene. So this is a simple method to prepare the benzene from phenol. Okay, that is, when phenol is treated with the zinc dust, you get the benzene as the compound. Okay, yes.